Fantastic Four First Steps came out on theaters last week. So for today's episode, we'll create not one, but two composites. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey. Let's check it out.
Space was silent, but not still. Beyond the reach of stars, in the cold, breathless void where time itself seemed to drift, something stirred. A silver streak cut across the black canvas, leaving ripples in the fabric of space. The Silver Surfer, once a reluctant servant, now a watchful sentinel, moved with purpose, her board humming like distant thunder. She had seen galaxies bloom and die, suns collapse into ash. But what she sensed now was different. It was not destruction. It was hunger. She paused, hovering above a blue planet barely noticeable from the edge of a dying system. Earth, fragile, vibrant, blind, and beneath its clouds, a pulse. Faint, but infinite. A power untouched, unaware of what it was. A child. Franklin Richards. Born of mortals, yet resonating with the frequency of the cosmos itself. A being of such magnitude, even the surfer could feel the air around her vibrate in his presence, though he didn't even know she was there. Behind her, the shadow came. Not fast, not loud, just inevitable. Galactus, a living monument of extinction. The silence cracked around him like a scream held back for eons. He had not yet spoken, but he was listening. The Silver Surfer turned, her eyes glowing with resignation and revelation. She had tried to lead him away, tried to find barren worlds, dead planets, anything that could keep him from this one. But this was no longer about worlds. This was about evolution and appetite. She faced Earth one last time and whispered a warning not meant to be heard, only remembered. I herald his beginning. I herald your end. And then, with a voice like a blade of light, she turned to Galactus and delivered the truth that would ignite it all. There is a child on that world, born of Reed and Sue Richards. His name is Franklin. His power could silence your hunger forever. Galactus did not answer. He simply moved. He came just like the Silver Surfer had predicted, his colossal form blotting out the sun, each step a quake that rippled through continents. Galactus had arrived on Earth, not to consume its oceans or skies, but for something far more specific. He searched with cosmic precision, scanning the planet for one being, an infant whose latent power pulsed like a star. Franklin Richards, the child of Reed Richards and Sue Storm. To Galactus, Franklin wasn't just a curiosity. He was a solution, a source of boundless energy, a spark capable of quelling the eternal hunger that gnawed at the core of his being. Cities fell silent as his voice thundered across the atmosphere. Give me the child, or this world ends. And in that moment, Earth's last line of defense became not its armies, but a mother, a father, and the family that stands between a god and their son. But Reed and Sue weren't alone. They had faced the impossible before, and they weren't about to let a cosmic god take their son. As Galactus scanned the planet from above, the Fantastic Four launched into action. Ben Grimm, the Thing, led the assault with brute force. With fists like wrecking balls and the resolve of a tank, he climbed Galactus's towering form, gripping onto alien alloys and exposed seams, hammering at the Titan's armor in search of a weak point. Every punch echoed like thunder, sparks flying as he roared up the giant's arm. Above, Johnny Storm ignited in a flash of light and flame. The Human Torch became a blazing streak against the dawn, circling Galactus's head at breakneck speed, hurling fireballs and solar flares toward the god's eyes, trying to blind him, trying to make him see the pain he was about to cause. Meanwhile, Reed and Sue launched a two-pronged precision attack. Reed stretched across rooftops and skyline scaffolding, wrapping and tethering parts of Galactus's legs and joints, using his elastic mind and body to slow the being's movement. From the opposite direction, Sue Storm flew in unseen, shielding herself behind waves of bending light. She struck with invisible force, projecting concentrated bursts of kinetic energy, say, at critical points in Galactus's helmet and chest. It was a coordinated, desperate assault. 4 minds, 4 hearts, moving as one. Their goal wasn't to destroy him. It was to disorient him, to buy just enough time. Because behind every blast, every punch, every calculated move was a single, unshakable mission: protect Franklin Richards at all costs.